Hello and welcome to Halcyon Blink. My name's Leonides and I'm going to be the host for this episode, and today I'm going to be talking about Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto 4. A game that doesn't really get the plaudits I think it deserves these days because of GTA 5 and the success that it had in the mainstream. GTA 4 is a more dark, realistic look at the immigrant experience of someone going to America to pursue the almighty dollar and having to embrace certain elements of his character that he was hoping to leave behind.
Dave, come on.
Come on. Nico, what are you doing?
Dave is not coming.
Ignore him. Come on, we gotta get this thing ready before we dock. Let's go.
In terms of a technological advancement from GTA San Andreas to that, it's second to none. It leaped so much further. Now I get that that's because of a console generation, but it still looked so much more impressive. That original trailer when you were watching the city is that epic music was bellowing in the background and it sort of built up and then back down again. It was absolutely fantastic. Made it look great. And I'd argue it still looks pretty good to this day. It doesn't hold up quite as well as GTA 5 does, and even though GTA 5's going on 4 years old and GTA 4 is God knows how many years old, at least 8, maybe even 10. I haven't double checked that. It makes me a bad reviewer. But in terms of a gaming experience, I always thought that it was more focused on the story.
Oh no, I shit my pants.
Not yet, but you will. Who are you working for?
My cousin, Ronin. Don't be an idiot.
That's not good enough. I'm gonna saw off your fucking arm. Speak!
Okay. You're dead like sit up the ass. What do you want me to say, huh?
A few moments later.
And? Who is he?
He is his cousin.
You were about to cut up some guy in my house, making all that noise to find out he's his cousin. Where did you find this idiot?
He was a friend of your sergeant when we were in Vladivostok.
He's an imbecile. So, Nico Bellic, you think it's okay to kill my employees?
If he is an asshole, yes.
I agree.
The multiplayer element was put to one side to a certain degree, which meant the map was a bit more focused, the gunplay was more focused, the driving was more focused, the reliance on the characters was more focused, and as a result, I had a much more enjoyable experience, and it's the one I always go back to for a more linear path, yes, but it's an open world experience still.
They're all mafia though?
Of course they are. Cosa Nostra and all that shit. Our family used to be bigger than all them mafia families put together. Back in the day, that is.
Not this shit again. I heard this speech a million times.
12 seconds later.
Alright boys, let's go inside and find this money.
The DLC helps, and I count the DLC as part of Grand Theft Auto 4 because the characters were introduced in that game, they exist within that universe and map and using the same characters. Luis and the biker dude, again, terrible reviewer, but anyway, Lost and the Damned and Liberty City Stories, both DLC packs I had tremendous fun with as well. Those characters were excellent, the fact that their stories intertwine with Nico Bellic, the main protagonist of GTA 4, is absolutely fantastic. The gunplay, like I've mentioned, is sharp. It's a lot more refined than San Andreas and Vice City, which, if I ever had a problem with the Grand Theft Auto series, is that the gunplay was never very good. Vice City, as fun a game as that is, god damn, that gunplay! That gunplay was terrible! Driving was fun, the planes were fun, the stories were fun, they looked great, sounded great, but god damn, the gunplay was terrible!
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
GTA 4, they remedied that. It's all on a targeting system. There's no auto lock unless you want there to be a snap auto lock, and even then you can move away from it if you want to. The fighting mechanics are what they are. They are what they are. The soundtrack Again, pretty impressive, but not quite on par with Vice City, because Vice City's soundtrack is going to be difficult to ever top, unless they go back to Vice City in the 1980s and use the same soundtrack and add sprinkle a little bit in just for good measure. The character of Niko Bellic is good, not relatable because of course he's not meant to be, but he's a very sympathetic character. Roman, goddamn, what a fuck up. In terms of the combination of the story, money being pursued, but then ultimately having to make a choice between money and loyalty and having to play out the consequences, I thought the story had enough for what it needed to be. It is by no means a particularly memorable game. I remember it because I've played it through a couple of times, and the characters like Brucey, Niko Bellic, Roman Bellic, it all builds to this crescendo at the end, which you will regret the life you've led one way or the other. I think that's an absolutely fantastic thing to leave the game on. It's a darker game, it's a much less colourful game, but I thought it needed to be. I felt like the game needed that in terms of setting itself apart from previous installments. So if I'm going to give this game a rating, I'd give it's slightly better than GTA 5 in my opinion as an experience, but I'm going to give it the same rating. It's an 8 out of 10. It's aged now, don't get me wrong, it's not going to feel like a brand new experience if you pick it up and play now, but in terms of what it has to offer, in terms of its gameplay and how easy it is to pick up and play, how fun it is to play, in terms of what to do, yes, you're going to have to go bowling every 5 fucking minutes, otherwise risk pissing someone off, so you better learn to like golfing or snooker or pool, but even those can be fun. Just go play pool, not bowling. Don't go bowling, go play pool, and you'll be fine. And in terms of the other characters, John, I think his name is, oh gosh, his name.
Well, we're waiting.
His name eludes me now, the reggae character. He's hilarious as well. The character, the protagonists are particularly, they're villainous and they're real snide and vicious, and you really do hate them for what they are. Dimitri the Snake as well. Oh, you wanted to get your hands on him the whole game. It was absolutely fantastic. In terms of a gaming experience, very, very good, but yeah, people are going to not like me so much for not liking it as much as GTA 5, but when the shooting mechanics are better and when the driving mechanics are better, which are the two things you do most of in any GTA game, are better than the fifth one, I struggle to see how you can say the fifth one's better than the fourth one. So thanks very much for watching this episode of Halcyon Blink. Please like, share, subscribe, check out some of the other content creators in the description below, follow me on Twitter, and as always, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Halcyon Blink.